Hello, this is Tim from the Register. I'm here with Assistant City Manager Corey Schinstock. Hey Corey, how's it going?
Good morning, everybody.
And we're here with another update on the 54 construction project. So here we go. All right, Corey, what can you tell me about what we're looking at here?
Well, we're just a half a block off of State Street, or a block off of State Street. You're really starting to see the ends, I guess, of what it's going to look like now. You can see the sidewalk tie-ins are happening, curb radiuses, and the intersections are all pretty much in. You can see in this hole right here, it's left open right now because there's going to be a light pole in here eventually. So you'll see a few areas that still aren't going to be quite finished, but things are moving along. The last week and a half is really, you can start seeing the progress that you couldn't see before when they were just doing the road surface itself. Some things that might be left out before we actually switch traffic would be, we may not have all the lighting in. CDL, our contractor, has kind of had some material issues of getting some product in. That's delaying that piece. Some of this, like this one here, is my city crews waiting on materials to come in as well. But overall, it's progressing well. I will say we're probably about 2.5 weeks behind, due mostly to the early rainfall in June when we first started opening this up. But I think we'll see that kind of the tide turn once we switch traffic, and things will progress a little faster. Ideally, the base would have been already set for the light pole, and the sidewalk guys would have been able to pour right up against it. In this instance, you'll see them down through here that we've got little sections that are cut out, they boxed around it. So CDL, or the lighting contractor, will come in after the fact, drill their hole, and put their light pole base in. And something that you can see compared to the old lights, there's like a 4-inch lip. It looks like a curb around each one of the lights. Those will be flush mounted, be the same elevation as the sidewalk, at least where they bolt down. But yeah, generally downtown it's going to be 10 to 15 feet wide, depending on where it's at. The other side of the street's a little bit wider than this, but yeah. Originally, our plans only had it coming with one panel, or 2 panels on that side, 1 on this side, and it was obvious to me that we had some deteriorating sidewalk that just was going to look terrible if we left it. So we've done a little change order and added some sidewalk to make it look, appearance-wise, look like it's all new. It will be all new, actually, up to the building wall, to give us a good end product. There's no sense in leaving a checkerboard pattern of sidewalk when the economy of scale is here to do it now. Yeah, we're at South Street, and obviously the clock tower in our background, but this is a prime example of what we call a bulb out. From a street maintenance perspective, it's not something that we like, but it's a safety feature that's built in. So this will be a concrete area. You can tell it's got a handicap ramp right here, and on the other side of the street will be almost a mirror image of it. And what it does is it gets the pedestrian out to that safer outreach off the sidewalk or the curb, and it gives them that safe refuge.
So the V crossing here is gone.
The V crossing's gone. It's standard, typical anymore. You don't have 2 crossings or 2 pedestrian crossings at one intersection. You make the pedestrians come to 1 point versus 2. It's just a safety feature. So in this instance, it's going to be on the east side of South Street. So like I said, when you get done with this, we'll have another bulb out just like this on the other side. That shortens that distance basically to 3 traffic lanes for somebody to cross the street versus about 5, yeah. Right? It's very unlikely that we'll open that to parking, and not that we don't want to open it, but we won't have permanent striping down. The permanent striping will come as we get the rest of the highway open. And like I said, down at the other segment, we've still got some lighting to do on this side that allows us some room to do some work still back behind the curb and not be out in the roadway.
And it'd be pretty narrow for people to be pulling in and out.
Well, you got to envision you're going to have cars parked in here to diagonal, and the site area that they've got to maneuver, there's no escape for a car backing out. One thing I want to hammer home is, as you're driving through the area, make sure you're obeying that 25 mile an hour. These guys are out here working in an area and it's tight. We've got cones up, it's confusing. Please slow down, give them guys the room they need to work. And you know, that's the other reason that traffic or parking just can't be opened up.
Safety first.
Right. In fact, Buckeye is the endpoint of segment 1, part 1, the north phase. Obviously, they've poured out the roadway all the way to the end, except for a little tie-in that we'll have to do before we actually flip traffic. But you can tell the curb line's in, and then they're working on grading. You can see kind of in here where they're grading for the sidewalk, prepping for it. I look for the end of this week, if not the very early in next week. You'll probably see concrete sidewalk out here in front of the bowl, or in front of the library. They've got to get the sidewalk poured. We've got to get it substantially complete in what I would call. So, you know, lighting, pavement markings, those kind of things will wait until after probably. But anything behind the curb, KDOT will probably should let us open the roadway, flip it. So if the contractor can work behind the curb with like the lighting and things like that, we'll be able to flip. Now, they've got a few things. Obviously, they've got some backfill work to do after they put the sidewalk in. They've got that little tie-in I mentioned over there.
They've got a couple approaches, right?
Yeah, they've got an approach at the alley between Community National and Audacious's building. They've got it a few of the bulb out areas, and I believe that I believe that's got some stamped concrete in those bulb outs that will go in there too. So they've got some work to do, but you know, I would say that first week in September we're going to be pretty close. If we're not moving traffic, or at least moving the barricades and stuff, I think that's the goal.
You'll be awfully close to
It'd
flipping.
be awfully close.
Okay.
And like I said, I've said this all along, and my disclaimer is it's all dependent on weather and materials and, you know, the crews that are working. You know, shout out to them. They're doing a great job. They're moving as fast as I can. You know, perception, a lot of times you'll see them gone for a day or two. A lot of that's they've worked themselves into a corner and they've got to wait for cure time to be able to get back in and do some of the additional work. So when you see them not here, it's not because they don't want to be here. It's because they've worked themselves out of work on a phase like this. But when we flip the traffic over on that other side, I hope that what we see is we see them tearing out surface and coming, the concrete crew's not far behind them. I look forward to seeing that second half go a little faster.
All right, well, thank you, Corey. I appreciate the update very much.
You bet. I appreciate you taking the time. It's always a pleasure.